Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Gabby and you're watching Got to Gab. Oh, let me tell y'all, this quarantine has been just disgusting. It's really the only way that I can explain it. It's just so much time to be by myself and with my thoughts. Like, I need it in doses. I need this time to have a clear mind in doses. All this free time to just be sitting around thinking about how I could be doing better with my life, and then to not be able to do better with my life because I'm stuck indoors all day. It's not good for my spirit. But that brings me to what this week's video is about. I really wanted to tell you guys about how I got started into this business space in the travel industry and individually, specifically, that's what I was looking for. So let's get started with this week's video. For those of you that don't know, my travel business is two parts. Part of it is network marketing, where I build a team to help other people have their own travel businesses. And then the other portion is, of course, selling the travel, is being able to be your actual travel agent and help you get your trips planned. So I have done network marketing several times in the past. I think the first one that I was ever even interested in was Avalon. I want to say it was Avion. My mom sold it, and so I was like, oh, I can't wait till I'm 18. I'm gonna join. This stuff is so cool. And then when I was 17, I believe, I got really into Mary Kay, and not because I was gonna sell Mary Kay at 17, but because I had gone to one of the parties and had such a great time, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to sell Mary Kay. So I guess you can kind of see a trend. I've sold protein shakes that I took and drank myself. I loved them. I've done handbags. I've thought about jewelry. So I've been around the network marketing block, but I've also been so interested in starting my own brand for honestly as long as I can remember. I don't always credit the ideas that I've had as being businesses that I wanted to launch, but realistically, when I was in high school, I wanted to start a nonprofit organization that went into children's hospitals and really helped out in the sense that volunteers would be able to act as babysitters and set up date nights for parents, prom, stuff like that. And when I reserved my name, I really searched my heart for a name, reached out to people that I wanted to be on my board, really did a deep dive and did the research, and then started talking to nurses that work at children's hospitals, and they were like, wow, these are amazing ideas. We actually do all of them already. And I was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and throw this idea in the grass, not the grass, or in the grass, in the garbage, just throw it out the window. And so for a long time, I have had these great ideas that I get so excited for and I deep dive into, and then they don't really work out. And so that was really my history of just business ventures in general. Now, this business, getting into the travel space, I love to travel. I have not been a crazy number of places, but I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and something about Hartsfield-Jackson makes my heart flutter. People hate traveling or going to the airport. If I can wake up in the morning and I'm dragging my suitcase through the airport with my coffee, I don't know. It makes me feel like a boss. And I feel like that's so crazy. It makes me feel like I have plans, excuse me, I have places to be. I'm a busy, very important, needed woman. Everybody get out of my way. That's how I feel when I have trips planned. So really going anywhere. If I gotta catch a flight from here to Alabama, I'm like, excuse me, I'm really busy. Excuse me. I am a celebrity in Hartsfield-Jackson. I love it. And so traveling has always been something that I really enjoy. I have to go back and find the date, and I'll put it down here, see if I can find what post it was or what day it was. somebody from my high school, Ebony, had posted about going on some trip. She was posting all the time about going to all of these different places. And me and Ebony went to the same high school, went to the same college, both from Augusta, Georgia. Like, I was like, Ebony, what are you doing that I'm not doing? How are you affording to go on all of these trips? We both live in Atlanta. Like, I need to be working where you're working, because at the time I was a medical scribe. I was like, I love being a medical scribe, but they not paying me to be able to travel like you're traveling. What are you doing? And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, you're traveling so much. It's all I want to do. I really want to dedicate a whole year. Moment of silence for 2020 and COVID 2019, ruining all of my plans. But I was like, I really just want to travel. How are you doing it? Like, if you don't mind me asking, how are you affording to do it? And she was like, well, I joined this new business venture. And as soon as she said I joined this new business venture, I was like, nah, I'm good. Thanks though. And so I told her, I was like, is this like a cult? And she was like, no, watch this video. So it always starts with a video. I watched this video and I was like, seems pretty interesting. I don't really know. I had kind of given up on the business ventures. I felt like I had failed at so many that I was like, I'm not even about to set myself up for this. Or maybe I shouldn't say that I failed. I was never consistent long enough to see results. And I guess in that is a failure, but I don't want it to be like, I invested all this money, I busted my butt, and yet still, because that's an inaccurate explanation or depiction of what was really happening. So she was like, no, it's not a cult, it's not a scheme, it's none of this. You know what? Watch our webinar. And I was like, okay, fine. Watched the webinar and I was like, seems interesting, seems really cool. Like, you seem like you love it. I'm so happy for you. And she said, no, trust me. Come to a meeting. And so I didn't know that she was like slowly like roping me in. And I went to this meeting and this is what I saw. Tuesday nights are, I'm gonna say were because moment of silence for COVID-19. Tuesday nights are this just moment where so many like-minded individuals who are just working towards having a better future, improving their life, improving their income, sit in this room and just exchange energy and ideas. Of course, it's also a business meeting, so there's presenting a business idea and all of that, but it's also when I say such an energy exchange, when they say how many people in this room are making 6 figures a year, can you guys please come up to the front? And 35 people get up and walk to the front of the room and then tell you how they did it. Like, how could you not want to be a part of that? And they're telling you, oh, and I did this part-time. I'm not making 6 figures working the 50 hours a week I do, and then every other Saturday, 8 hours. And you telling me you doing this part-time? That's 25 hours or less. Where do I sign over my soul? So maybe I'm easily convinced, but when I see people that are driven, something about it, I just got to be around it. I love it. And so Tuesday nights got me a little bit closer, but I still wasn't there yet. Tuesday nights were amazing. And I think I went 2 times. And still, I was like, I've seen this presentation, this business opportunity. It's been explained to me almost 4 or 5 times now. I have seen the video 5 times. I've done the webinar. I've been to 2 in-person sessions to talk to people, meet my friend Ebony's mentor, and connect with her smaller group, her team. I've done it. And I'm still I've failed so many times in the past. I've done network marketing. I don't really know. The traveling sounds cool. And I'd love to travel, and more importantly, if I love to travel and I want to travel more, why would I go pay someone else to book a trip that I could sign up and book for myself? So I could see the benefits, but I kept having this voice in the back of my head that was like, but you failed so many times. Why are you going to keep setting yourself up to fail? And this is what I've learned. And I'm going to read y'all some of these quotes that I found on Pinterest, thanks Pinterest, that really kind of embody this idea that you don't really fail, you just learn how to do things better. It says, here we go. I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And that was by Thomas Edison. Another one says, if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. I'm holding my book because I can't see. This other one says, success is not built on success. It's built on failure. It's built on frustration. Sometimes it's built on catastrophe. And then this one really gets me in, obviously, while I was trying to find, I was really looking for the Thomas Edison quote, and I couldn't remember what it was, and so I was looking on Pinterest, and then I kept finding them. I had to like close my app down because I was like, I'm gonna be here all night crying about how I need to be okay with learning to be okay with failure. But this other one really kind of embodies what I'm trying to say. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And that is really all that I had. I just had doubt. I was trying to use past experiences of me not doing the work and not putting in the effort and thinking things were going to come natural and easy to me as a failure and not as the learning experience that it was. So I joined. So joining this business and going to convention and Tuesday nights, and we have events called Super Saturdays and all of these events that really give you the opportunity to be poured into. I didn't only get that from this building, what? From this business. I also got the opportunity to make such amazing friends. I think everybody kind of has those friends that you can go to about this. You have friends that you talk to about this. I have friends that I know if a musical comes out, I'm gonna call them because they love musicals. I have friends that I know want to go and do gardening or go out or try a new restaurant. You know, you always have friends that you're like, this person, they're gonna love this, they're gonna enjoy this as much as I do. And so I found people that I knew I could go to and be like, hey guys, this is my business idea, what do you think? Because that's the same stuff that they were working on, that I could go and say, hey, I know you were in a similar situation to me a little while ago. You know, what did you do to overcome this? Because they were doing the same things that I was doing. They became not only my friends, but my mentors. Ebony, Alante, I am talking to you guys. Love y'all. So I started this video talking about how quarantine has been something. Like, all of this free time, all of this alone time with my thoughts is a hot mess. It's just a hot mess. It's honest, it's a hot mess. But here's what I do know. I do know that no matter what, I am going to find success. I know even in this time of nothing but my thoughts, where I feel sometimes down and feel like I'm not passionate about anything, I'm not good at anything, what's my calling, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, all of those doubts that I'm sure all of us have. Even during this time, I know that each thing that I try, each step that I take is really getting me one step closer to the rest of my life. I know that it is okay to try something, dive deep, and be passionate about it, and then maybe that passion fizzles. I am learning to be okay with needing to be constantly challenged, have my hands in things, having such a long list of ideas that I want to implement. I am okay with knowing that that's gonna take time. That's a lie. I'm not okay with knowing that it's gonna take time. I want it tomorrow at the latest. I'm very much an instant gratification person, but I am learning about myself and where all of these things fit in, and that's okay. Is it okay every day? Absolutely not. I'm learning is the whole theme of this story time. I got into this business. I have learned so much. I am going to continue to learn, and I know that no matter what, failure after failure, in the end, I am always one step closer to success. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, share it, post it on your social media platforms, follow me on Instagram, check out my website, all of the things, do all of the things, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.